Horrible conditions greeted the riders for the start of week 3 of the Giro D'Italia. Up on high in Livigno, they were in cars more than on their bikes, and when they got on their bikes, they were just there to sign in. Most of the team buses having left, the forecast awful. The Stelvio had already been cancelled, and the Riders' Union had asked the day before for this stage to be changed to not to include the Umbrail Pass. The organisers seem to be digging in their heels, however, and quite a lot of confusion reigned at the beginning. In the end, it was decided to race on the valley afterwards, that after a standoff between riders and organisers. Beginning down in Las in the valley, 118 kilometres was the stage, starting outside of a petrol station, and the circus and confusion they'd all left behind in the morning, thankfully, was gone. The riders have been unified. The CPA presented a front. RCS hadn't always been in the green. Finally, the change occurred, and the stage occurred, despite late rumours that riders were not allowed to start. When the stage started, it was quick. Just one long climb to the finish, a ride in the valley, and that first half an hour was ridden at almost 60 kilometres per hour. In the end, 4 riders would get up the road. Alaphilippe would be with Maestri again, Ballerini would be there, and Piccolo also in the group. They reached the intermediate sprint in Bolzano, 45 kilometres from the finish. Movistar controlling behind. It seemed like either Quintana or Rubio wanted to do something. They bring the break down to just 1 minute as they started climbing, and Alaphilippe would break away from the break early yet again. The last time he'd done that, he'd won the stage. This, though, was different terrain, and the weather was awful. It was cold, it was wet, it was not a day to be racing down the Sense. Thankfully, those sections had been cut out of the race after all of that overnight arguing. But it was still cold and miserable. Pelayo Sanchez would attack. That after Movistar had been riding. Alaphilippe was still away. Sanchez was going back to the bunch. This time, Quintana was working, and it was evident he was working for Rubio. He was distancing Romain Bardet as well. Rubio standing to gain if Bardet couldn't make more contact. The long Passo Pinay coming to an end. 23.5 kilometres of climbing. Alaphilippe was rewarded with 40 King of the Mountains points. He'd soon have company going into the final climb of the day, out of Santa Cristina di Val Gardena and up to Montepano. Those riders would be Pellizzari, Scaroni and Costiu. Behind UAE were taking control, led by Rafał Majka. It seemed like Pogačar was about to go again. Alaphilippe could go no longer. He was the first to be dropped out of that quartet. And then the road got steeper. Inside 2Ks to go. Costiu on Giro debut was having a go. There will be another Giro debutant behind, Pellizzari, the young Italian hope, who'd get to him with 1,500 metres to the line, and still with 29 seconds in front of the Maglia Rosa, he was dreaming. At the back, O'Connor started to struggle. Rubio as well was with him. And then this was the moment that once more, Majka pulled over, and Pogačar continued to pedal. No big attack out of the saddle. He just simply pedalled away and made it look so easy. Already in short sleeves and no gloves as well. Not feeling the cold. The rest were certainly feeling the heat. He'd get to Scaroni. Geraint Thomas was in trouble behind, and Dani Martinez was reacting better. Thomas on his way to potentially slipping to 3rd place. Martinez didn't look like getting to Pogačar though, as he got into the final kilometre. Thomas was even slipping behind his teammate. Arensman further up the road and not waiting. Pellizzari wasn't waiting for Pogačar, but he would be caught anyway. Just over 600 metres remained when Pogačar in pink, the Pink Panther, on the prowl. Pellizzari couldn't hang on, and Pogačar once again would leave the competition behind. Starting the day with the biggest lead in the general classification after 15 stages for 70 years. That was 6 minutes 41. The lead here was on its way to going over 7 minutes. Martinez was having a better day. Pogacar was counting his victories. 5-star Pogacar, a 5th stage win. As many as Merckx and Hinault, as they've been on the way to Giro wins. Martinez was fighting for bonus seconds. He'd have to settle for 3rd place as Pellizzari put in a great performance to finish 2nd and wanted a souvenir. Pogacar obliging, giving away the sunglasses and the maglia rosa. Quite the nice moment on a confusing chaos. Different scenario, same result. Pogacar winning, extending his lead, and behind, Arendsman coming in ahead of Thomas. Just behind Tiberi. Pogacar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stage wins up now in an utterly dominant performance at the head of the Giro. A 16-second win ahead of Pellizzari and Martinez. Top 10 on your screen there. Pogacar, the winner. Another day in the pink jersey, number 15. Looking unstoppable on his way to Rome. And the lead is quite incredible. It's almost 15 minutes to 10th place. It's 10 minutes to 5th place. It's 7:18 to the next closest rival. Geraint Thomas drops to 3rd. And the riders will have some ups and downs on the next day. Eyes on the forecast as there's plenty of cold descents to take on. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of talking overnight. It's a fantastic stage on paper. Let's hope that it can be ridden. Whatever happens, let's hope the decision is taken properly with all interest.